Welcome back to the class on Human Resources Management. My name is Aradhana Malik. I've been helping you with this course. We were dealing with the topic of dealing with difficult employees. We were talking about how you can deal with different employees who present different situations to you in your capacity as a human resources manager. This particular lecture is going to be focused on what you can do, the HR strategies that you can implement in order to prevent the need for discipline. We talked about what discipline is, we talked about how to administer discipline, we talked about what you should do to manage situations that may warrant disciplinary behaviors, and now I am going to discuss something very important, which is why should you even need to implement any kind of disciplining techniques. If we take the measures that are required to be taken in order to deal with these situations, or if we can anticipate the problems that we can encounter in our within the scope of our work as human resources managers, we may be able to prevent the need to discipline our employees. So it can be a win-win situation for both the employees and the supervisors or the managers or the superiors, the people in charge as custodians of the operations and processes of the organization. So let's get on with it. I have taken all of the material that I have used for this particular lecture from the book that we have been referring to, which is the book by Gomez, Mejia, Balkan and Cardy. Okay. We are human. People will feel upset, people will get angry, people can get into conflicts, people could come to you with different types of grievances, different types of situations. They'll come, they may end up shouting at you, they may end up venting their anger on you. They could come to you in your capacity as human resources managers and say, why was I not treated in such a manner? Why did the situation turn out to be like this? And it is your job as the human resources manager to understand what is going on and to come up with a strategy to deal with this situation. So let's assume that in your capacity as human resources manager, somebody comes to you, somebody who's very angry. How do you deal with that situation? If you deal with that situation properly, if you deal with that situation with the level head, if you deal with that situation logically, the need to discipline anyone could be removed. So what do? If a person comes to you who's very angry, the first thing you should do is let the person vent. Do not interrupt. Refrain from interrupting. Let the person get the steam out of his or her system. Somebody comes to you very angry, let them say whatever they are saying. Let them get it out. Then agree to their situation to the extent possible. I am not saying agree to whatever they are saying, but it helps to at least try and see things from the perspective of this person who is obviously very uncomfortable. So say, yes, I see where you are coming from. What can I help you with? The minute you say this, the person concerned will feel that he or she is in a safe zone, will feel that he or she is being supported, and any further need for any kind of discipline or any further need for any more negative outpour could go down. So if you're genuinely concerned, if you are genuinely interested in hearing the person's side, if you're genuinely interested in helping the person in your capacity as the human resources manager, which is a big chunk of what you do as an HR manager, then it will help the employee to calm down. Acknowledge the problem. Obviously, if a person has put everything on a back burner, if the person has taken the trouble to come to your office to talk to you about certain things, obviously this means a lot to the concerned person. Please don't dismiss the problem. Acknowledge that a problem exists. You may or may not understand it, but you can always try to understand it. When you acknowledge that a problem exists, the person will feel comfortable talking to you about it, and both of you could come to a solution that can be acceptable to most of the stakeholders, if not all. Apologize to the extent that you can. Don't make excuses. Don't say I'm sorry for the way the organization has treated you, but you can say things like I'm sorry that you are feeling so uncomfortable. I'm sorry I was not able to see your point of view earlier. I'm sorry I was not aware of the situation till now and I could not help you, and the situation got to a point where you felt the need to come and speak to me. So till that point is okay, but beyond that, of course, you don't know, depending on the situation you can take a call. But if you say I'm sorry, the thing got so much out of hand that you had to take the need, you had to take the time and effort to come to me and speak to me about it. If you say this, the person concerned will feel safe, the person concerned will feel empathized with, and the person's anger is likely to come down, and any further negative behavior can be prevented. The person will not indulge in sabotage or whatever if the person knows that the person's grievances are being heard. Act within your authority. All of us have a jurisdiction. Again, like I said in the previous lecture, my nose ends where yours begins. We all have our limits. We should not overstep those boundaries. We can refer the matters to the concerned people. We should always act within the purview of our jurisdiction and not overstep our boundaries in our attempts to help the concerned person. But we must do whatever we can in order to help the person who is coming to us for help. The minute the person realizes that we are doing this, their anger is likely to come down and the need for further discipline can be removed. Assess the outcome. Whatever you do, please find out how whatever you're saying or doing is likely to impact the situation from then on, and then take a call as to what acts, what measures you should take in your capacity as the human resources person. So, and character, again, this goes without saying, what the person's past record has been. Does the person have any cases pending against him or her in the court of law? Some cases like motor vehicle or road violations may not be that serious. They are serious, but they are not very serious as far as your organization is concerned. On the other hand, if a person has been accused of stealing from the organization, of misappropriating funds, then that's a very serious problem. Or the person has been accused of harassment, that becomes a very serious issue, and that needs to be taken into account in order to, before you can take an employee. So those things should be checked to the extent possible. It's not possible to find out how a person will behave in future. Multiple interviews that involve diverse groups in the company that can reduce biases that lead to poor hiring decisions. So as far as possible, have several people on your interview panel and have the person concerned go through more than one rounds of interviews with diverse range of personnel. Could be a mix of men and women. You could have differently abled people in the organization sitting in on interviews. You could have people from different departments sitting in on interviews. So it just depends on the extent to which you consider this person important and how significant this position is for you. Sometimes your organization may not have the resources to conduct several layers of interviews, but as far as possible, have your interview panel, populate your interview panel with as diverse employees or as diverse interviewers as possible, so that biases do not creep in. Everybody should not be from the same community or same geographical region, for example, so that you are not accused of favoring only one particular region. I mean, it's human nature to like people from the geographical region one belongs to. So, but then if the entire panel consists of those people, then the people who do not get hired will say, well, these people were from a different community, so I did not get hired. These people belong to a different geographical region, so they just preferred people from their own region, and that is why I did not get hired, and you don't want that. Personality tests administered over a period of few days to assess the disposition of candidates and ability to work as expected. This is done in the civil services examinations. This is done in the Indian Armed Forces. So it's very important that this is taken care of. It really helps people see, it helps the interview board see whether the candidate is capable of performing under stress, whether the candidate is physically able to do certain things. There are personality tests, there are physical tests, there are interviews, the person's behavior is observed over a period of time. I believe this also happens in beauty pageants, where the beauty queens are put together and in one location, and their behavior is observed day in and day out. So in many cases this does happen, but it depends on what your organization is looking for and how you plan to take in people, and whether your organization has the resources to conduct these kinds of tests. So if the more time and resources you spend on the hiring decisions, the lesser the chances of employees engaging in misconduct later. The person job fit needs to be assessed as far as possible, and that will help you prevent a lot of problems in future. The next category is training and development. In training and development, we look for, we must have, once the employees are taken in, then we are looking at effective orientation programs. Effective orientation programs communicate to the new employees the values important to the organization. The employees must know what they are getting themselves into. For example, in the teaching profession, especially in institutes of higher education like IIT Kharagpur, we expect our faculty to devote as much time as is necessary to their research and teaching. We are expected, nobody tells us that we need to sit in our offices till 8, 9, 10 at night, but it is a given. We are provided all kinds of support to do that. So the culture of the organization is such that we want to come to work. All of us love coming to work. We all love going to our offices. We are passionate about our students, about our teaching, about our research, and we are given all the resources. So there's no really well-defined line between office hours and home hours. And so everybody's family knows everybody's family, and it's like this one big happy family. So the culture is such. Now if you don't like that culture, then you should not come to a place like IIT Kharagpur. If you don't enjoy that, if you like to have clear compartments between your work life and your personal life and your family life, then these kinds of institutes are, or maybe even industry townships, are not for you. I don't know what industry townships, I don't have first hand experience. I've just heard that even industry townships are like that. So there's everybody is accommodating as far as work is concerned, and everybody loves going to work, and you hang out with the same people in the evening and you do things together, and so that's how the camaraderie builds, and the organization, it's a win-win situation, because people feel committed to the organization, the employees feel committed to the organization, and the organization feels that it's taking good care of its employees. Reduction of effective orientation programs orient employees towards the expectations of the organization. You're told what the organization expects of you, what the values are, what the culture is like, and all of this helps the employees manage their own behavior better. If you know what is expected of you, you will do everything in your capacity to give the organization what it expects of you, so the organization can treat you as well as you want to be treated. Reduction of skill gaps and improvement of competencies through initial training and periodic retraining programs. So employees like to grow, employees like to know how they can grow, employees like to polish their skills. We all want to use whatever we have, and we all want to stay updated. If the organization facilitates our updation of our skills, of the new things that we need to learn in order to do our work well, we feel happy about it. We want to go to work, and all of this helps reduce the problems the organization has in the end. So it's a win-win situation. It's a worthwhile investment for the organization to have very good orientation programs and very good retraining programs. The employees are trained properly, they are taught whatever they need to use in the organization later, and they are retrained in things that have become rusty, and that helps them stay productive as employees. Training supervisors to coach and provide feedback to their subordinates encourages supervisors to intervene early in problem situations with counseling rather than discipline. I told you in the previous lecture also, our job as human resources personnel is not to prevent people from doing what they are doing, is not to discipline them, is not to tell them you are wrong, this is the punishment we will give you. No, our job as human resources personnel is to facilitate the growth and development of our employees in such a way that they become as productive as possible and remain committed to the organization as far as possible. Okay. So, the supervisors can be trained to coach and provide feedback to the employees, so the employees feel that the supervisors, their supervisors, are taking good care of them. Development of career ladders or clear and achievable career progression programs and provision of support for career progression show people how they can rise in the organization. Tell them how they can go ahead in the organization, how they can get their promotions, etc., and they will remain committed. So, the career progression path should be clear. You make that clear, people will be dedicated, that will keep them motivated to move further in their careers, and there will be lesser problems for the organization. Okay. HR planning. We are talking about development. Let's talk a little bit about planning. When we talk about planning, we are talking about designing jobs. We've already discussed HR planning in a variety of ways. So, the jobs should be designed to use the best talents of each employee. Jobs can also be banded, which means that jobs with the same kind of characteristics can be put together in a category, and the progression within that category can be made clear to the employees. Job descriptions and work plans should be developed to communicate effectively to employees the performance standards to which they will be held accountable. So, when we talk about HR planning, we communicate the expectations to the employee. We tell them what their job entails, we help them develop their work plans or give them work plans, tell them what is expected when, give them deadlines, and we hold them accountable. We tell them what is expected, by when it is expected, give them a reasonable period of time in which they can perform, and then we revisit it, review it after a while. So, if people know what is coming, people have a reasonable goal, then their chances of engaging in undesirable behavior are reduced significantly. And the jobs, I'm sorry I missed the first point, the jobs should be designed to use the best talents of each employee. So if the jobs are designed in such a manner that the employees are able to use whatever they already have, then it helps them stay engaged with their jobs. It enhances employee engagement, it keeps their interest alive in whatever they are doing, and that in turn helps the organization get the maximum output from the employees, and it also helps the employees stay committed, stay interested in working for the organization. Performance appraisal. Employees have done their work, now it's time for you to assess the quality of the output of the employees. So, how do you do that? Reasonable standards of performance appraisal criteria should be made. One should set the performance appraisal criteria at a level that can be achieved. It has to be sufficiently difficult and challenging, but it has to be achievable. It should be reasonable. Okay. Provision of continuous feedback to subordinates with interventions as often and as promptly as required, which means that the employees should be given continuous feedback, should be routinely told what they need to do and interventions can be or should be made in order to help them perform to the best of their ability as far as possible. So, the the feedback, routinely their work should be visited by their supervisors. They should check whether the employee is performing to his or her maximum capacity or expected level or not, and the supervisors should intervene whenever possible and help the employee or steer the employee in the right direction, and that way the need for disciplining the employee for poor performance will go down. Proper documentation of employee appraisals to protect employees against wrongful discharge or discrimination suits. So, documentation regarding an employee's performance should be maintained at all times, and later on, when for whatever reason the employee is found to be doing something unreasonable, previous records of the employee's good performance can come up and can be used as support for the employee, so that the employee is not fired at the drop of a hat. On the other hand, if an employee has been routinely engaging in undesirable behavior, at that time these records can also be very detrimental to the employee's case. So, it works both ways, but documentation always helps. In most cases, it helps save the employees from problems in problems regarding records of poor performance that can ultimately become a reason for the organization to fire them. Ability of performance appraisals to measure employee behaviors in addition to performance outcomes, so that employees receive feedback on the methods they use to achieve their expected performance goals. So, we have discussed this in some of the previous lectures, that performance appraisals are not really considered as very accurate measures of somebody's performance, but still these performance appraisals need to be able to measure the behavior of employees, so that the in some way, so that they can be used for the purpose of feedback that can help the employee improve his or her behavior, his or her product. By behavior I mean professional behavior, work related behavior, as far as possible. And the last point here is compensation. We can intervene at the point of compensation. Compensation is the perception of pay policies as fair as by all employees. So, as far as compensation is concerned, the human resources manager can take active steps to ensure that the money that the person receives, the salary, the benefits, the perks that the employee receives are considered to be fair by the employee in every way possible, and that can help prevent further problems to the regarding perceived injustice as far as compensation is concerned. An appeal mechanism that gives employees the right to challenge a pay decision. So, in addition to having a fair system of compensation, the employees should also have a way, a comfortable, safe, harmless way of asking the organization why they are being paid X and not Y for their services. This helps the employees remain committed. If they feel that they are being treated fairly, they are less likely to engage in behaviors that can be detrimental to the organization. And these are some of the strategies that we can use in order to, or as HR managers and professionals, we can intervene at every stage in an employee's work life, and we can do whatever we is in our capacity to ensure that the chances of employees engaging in unreasonable behavior are minimized and the need to discipline them is reduced as far as possible. Now, that is all I have for you in this lecture, and we will try and wrap up whatever we have done in human resources management in the upcoming session. So, thank you very much for listening to me.